Have you ever heard of a king with a really weird hobby? Forget collecting stamps or fine art. Let's talk about King Frederick William I of Prussia, whose obsession was collecting giant soldiers. No, I'm not kidding. He was so into tall guys that he created a special regiment known as the Potsdam Giants. So, how tall did you have to be to join this exclusive club? The minimum height was a staggering 6 feet 2 inches, which was practically unheard of in the 18th century when the average man was much shorter. But Frederick wasn't satisfied with just tall. He wanted giants. He would go to incredible lengths to find them, sending recruiters all across Europe with pockets full of cash. His agents were basically talent scouts for tallness. They'd bribe families, offer huge salaries, and sometimes they'd even resort to kidnapping. There's a story about a tall carpenter in Jülich who was just minding his own business when Prussian recruiters ambushed him. They literally just snatched him up. Another famous member was an Irish giant named James Kirkland, who stood at an incredible 7 feet 1 inch. The Prussian ambassador basically bought him for the king. You might think these elite soldiers were a formidable fighting force, right? Well, not exactly. Frederick loved his long fellows so much that he was terrified of losing them in battle. So, for the most part, they never actually saw any real combat. Instead, their main job was to look impressive. He'd have them march in front of him, sometimes even when he was sick in bed, just to cheer himself up. He even tried to breed giants, forcing tall men and women to marry in the hopes of creating a new generation of super tall soldiers. It was a bizarre and expensive project that cost a fortune but never really paid off in a military sense. When Frederick William I died, his son, Frederick the Great, who was a much more practical ruler, saw this regiment for what it was, a massive waste of money. He disbanded most of the unit and integrated the remaining soldiers into other regiments. So ended the strange tale of the Potsdam Giants, a king's peculiar obsession and probably the tallest, least used army in history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this weird piece of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories like this. See you next time.